You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cancer Ski Out is a congregation of people gathering together to make a difference. I started 18 years ago as a volunteer, as a weekend of fun, seriously, and I got hooked. So many people that were there that were so passionate about the cause, and then I had cancer hit hard in my family, so it became much more meaningful to me after that. I just was hooked. I kept coming back, volunteering, having a blast, and then 6 years ago I became the director.
I've been doing it more than 20 years.
15 years, I think?
30 years. This is my first year. I'm a rookie.
Let's say 19 years.
At least 5 years?
I've been involved with Cancer Ski Out for about 11 or 12 years.
31. I started this thing out of mostly anger, to be real honest with you. We had a sister-in-law and two really good friends, and they all died within a 6-month period. So I came home one night and just hammered the table and told my wife I hate this disease and some other words. And so she said, well, you know, you can have all that anger and everything pent up inside you. What are you going to do with it? Well, I had been really thinking about this. I really had. I had been involved with some other cancer-raising fund activities and stuff, and there was nothing in the wintertime. And so I thought, what about a ski event? And I had a lot of friends that skied. I didn't, because I used to rodeo and I have bad knees. So at any rate, I started thinking about it. Mount Hood Meadows was a customer of mine. So I got to talking to them, and lo and behold, here we are 31 years later that I did not expect. Most events of this nature, maybe 10, 12 years, you know, and people get burnt out, and so here we are.
It's just incredible to look at the whole event and be up on the hill, and also spreading the news that we're here for the Oregon Cancer Ski Out, and this is a 31-year event, and collectively, again, we can all make that difference.
If you can have fun and support a cause at the same time, that's the glory of this whole event. And skiing is something that, as I say, we all have something in common. We love to ski, and a lot of people have never skied gates, and so maybe it's a little intimidating in some respects, but I tell you, the first time down, their first thought is, one, that was fun, and the second is, I can do that better. So even if you have never skied gates, this event is for you. You'll have a great time, you'll have a lot of fun, and you'll probably find a new passion in life.
I love this event. It is so much fun, and it is so great to see all of my ski friends, and we raise money for such a great cause, because we keep our money all here. It doesn't go anywhere else, it stays here. And that's so important to me.
We're racing in the Cancer Ski Out.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your guys' favorite part?
Going down the hill and beating other people.
Who taught you guys how to snowboard?
My mom and dad.
I got started with this in the late 90s through a friend that brought me out to go skiing for a weekend at a fun event that was completely, you know, expenses covered by somebody else, and didn't have any idea what the event was about. And we came out and just had a blast. And we've put it on the list every year since, basically, and missed it a couple of times for one reason or another, but got involved with the board a few years ago, and the opportunity to have a say and be a part of something that initially had no influence or effect on me specifically. Within years, I found that it affected cancer affected other family members, eventually myself, and continues to affect new family members in the house and household, and to be a part of understanding what other families, other organizations are going through and doing to address it is just a great way to gather information about it and see what you can do to best use your resources to have an effect on it.
It's a great feeling to see everybody coming together to raise funds to fight this terrible disease that we're all impacted by. And that's first and foremost, the most important thing of why we're here.
My dad always just jumped into causes and really, just sort of put into us, do something. It's easy for people to sit back and, oh, you should do this, do that, whatever it is, but to take action on those things, it's different. So, getting word out, just to have a situation where, back to you can make a difference. Anybody can make a difference.
Everyone faces the fight against cancer in one way or another. They either need to know that it's coming, or it can affect somebody that they love, or it could affect them. But it does affect everybody in our community, and it's very important that we all get involved in that. And so I've been here for 30 years being involved in that fight.
Well, I'm a 3-time cancer survivor. So I had cervical cancer, I've had melanoma twice, then the last time was rough and I had to go through chemo and radiation. And while I was here right after that, or when I was diagnosed with the second round, Chad found out about it and dragged me over to Dr. Leachman, who happened to be at the event. And she now has become my dermatologist, and she takes care of me, and she is the top of the game as far as melanoma goes. And so I feel like I'm okay, and she's going to take care of me.
I've had the opportunity to serve dinner to children with chemotherapy. I've had the privilege of being a caretaker and a caregiver and friends with these people. It's inspired me to volunteer in other areas of my life for other causes too.
This event is really personal this year because I just lost a friend to breast cancer. And it means more than ever that we keep looking for raising money to find cures for cancer.
I'm just coming off cancer just a year ago. So, once you're touched by it, and everybody's touched by it in one way or the other, when you're actually affected by it, it just brings something, down home. This is the kind of things you need to do. You need to give back. And cancer research is where it's at.
It just lets me appreciate every day. This has affected me because sometimes we take every day for granted and we get stuck in our own ruts and everything. But not everybody gets to have every day. And so it brings me back to center in a sense, where some of these people maybe won't be here tomorrow, but they're stoked for every moment that they have, and I should be lucky to have every moment I have. And so
when we started this, it was a guys' weekend. We all get together, it was 5 of us, and we'd have a great time and raise some money, but more is about skiing and having fun. And over the years, my father passed away from cancer about 15 years ago now, and that year we won we won the first place. And so we started out cancer-free. Cancer hadn't touched any of us at all previous to that, and since then lost a parent to cancer, and 2 of the guys now are doing well, and it's just become a real big passion for us, and hence why I got involved with the board, and one of the other gentlemen who's on my team is on the board also, and we just feel that this is something that hits home with everybody. Those who have never been touched by cancer are very blessed, and at this point right now we've all been touched by it, and it's a real big priority for us to go out there and raise as much money as we can every year.
It's impacted my life in a really big way with being around these people since I was super little, and growing up around these really great people, and learning how to ski around it and racing around it, and then building a family.
Skiing is awesome. Meadows is amazing. Meadows is just a special place that donates our ski passes and takes care of us. But it's the people. It's the people that started it 30 years ago and that still are doing it every year and still love it just as much.
Oh my gosh, I love the camaraderie. I love the camaraderie between the teams, seeing the Chadwicks and what they're doing and the board and everything that they put into it.
Just the fact that so many people band together to create this event and become this family is the best thing ever, and that's why I love it so much.
this whole event and being a part of this has affected my life because it's actually made me take fun things such as skiing or snowboarding and make it something serious that makes a difference in people's lives. And I've started to interconnect those pieces in everything that I do. So it's really, it's really made it so that I live with more meaning and purpose.
I would dedicate it to my friend Lisa, who we lost to cancer like 3 years ago. To her and my friend Chris, who I just found out came out of remission. I didn't even know until last night. And so, yeah, all of it just to them.
To my father, as I mentioned previously, he died from T-cell lymphoma, which is a cancer of the blood, in 2012. And my fiancée Elise, her father also died of lymphoma, and he was 53 years old, so way too young. So both of those are basically the emotional reason that I'm here.
To my sister. My sister is a breast cancer survivor, and I told her that I should have been the one to have the breast cancer, not her. But she got it, and she's a survivor and a thriver, and I love her for that.
My dedication this year is to the gentleman I said just passed away, a gentleman named Sam Dibbins, and he's a little fire plug of a guy from the East Coast.
My mom. She was a great mother, number one. Not only to me, but the other coaches.
My head coach, Bob Gu's mother. She's a fantastic woman. Lost her way too soon. So I think I would dedicate my time to her.
I'd have to say my mom, who died of ovarian cancer. So I think of her often and I miss her.
Obviously, it had to be to my mom.
But I really dedicate it to the children of the future because that's who it will make a difference for.
Sharon Chadwick, and I really, here I go. She's an incredible woman, and just her whole spirit and what she talked with Chad about 31 years ago when he was upset and angry, and she came back and looked him in the eye and said, "So what are you going to do about it?"
This is for them.
The one thing I will add to this that has been just a huge, huge plus for me is all the different kinds of people that have come together to do this, and they're great people. I've met some fascinating people, and they're the ones that made this. I didn't. Let's get that straight. It's the contribution of all of these people. So I may have been the guy that got all angry and all that stuff, but it's all of these people that have done this, and we're over $1 million now that's all been given to local charities, and I think that's important.